Hey guys, it's your boy, and welcome to our Barbarian Assault Guide to the Collector role. In this video we're going to be covering the basic collector strategies for use in casual BA, updated to include the egg duplication process. This guide is divided into 4 different sections, the first being blocking runners on waves 1 through 4, secondly collecting, converting, and loading on waves 5 through 9, then third dealing with healers, and finally wave 10 strategies. Also, the runelight timer is referenced quite a bit throughout this guide, but it is entirely optional. Section 1. How to block runners on waves 1 through 4. On waves 1 through 4, you should be blocking runners from going west for your defender. This is done by standing in the path of the runner, blocking it from the west side. When the wave starts, run northwest along the side of the cannon. Stay within 3 tiles from the east of the cannon so that you don't lure the first healer. Once you pass the cannon, run northeast to this spot on the northern wall, 5 tiles west of the runner spawn. Your goal should be to get here before the first runner walks west, while also not luring the first healer. Stand here until the runner either bumps into you or walks in a different direction. After this, run to the square next to the runner spawn. You should stand here and block the remaining runners until the wave ends. On wave 1, you should skip blocking the first runner. Instead, run directly next to the runner spawn and block the second runner only. Wave 4 is different from waves 1 through 3. On this wave, only the first and fourth runners need to be blocked. After blocking the first runner like normal, you can stand further east so that healers aren't pulled west. Before the fourth runner spawns at 24 seconds, which is at 6 seconds on the runelight timer, return to block it in case it goes west. Once the last runner spawns and your timer reaches exactly 3 seconds, run to this spot on the east wall. If the last healer lures onto you from here, it will get stuck and can be easily killed by the healer. Section 2. Collecting, converting, and loading on waves 5 through 9. On waves 5 through 9, your main job is to load the cannon with red eggs. On wave 5, you should aim to load the cannon at the beginning of the second call. And on waves 6 through 9, you need to load the cannon at least 6 seconds before the end of the second call. For collecting eggs, we recommend using the ground items plugin on RuneLite and hiding left click attack in your RuneScape options. When the wave starts, run west with the attackers. Begin picking up eggs as they spawn. Generally, you should stay as far west as possible when picking up eggs to minimize the chance of healers luring onto you. Avoid picking up eggs further than the line shown here. Next, at the end of the first call, look at how many eggs that you've collected. Note that the eggs will first fill your bag up to 8 eggs. You should aim to have at least 5 eggs by the end of the call. If you feel like you didn't get enough eggs during the first call, stick around for about 10 seconds or less during the second call in order to get your last few eggs. If the call was red eggs, run south and then east to load the cannon with your red eggs. If the call was green or blue eggs, run south around the cannon and then southeast to the dispenser to begin converting your eggs. The converter changes all the eggs in the inventory to a different color, but not those that are in your collecting bag. If you need to convert the eggs that are in your collector's bag, you'll have to empty them into your inventory and then convert them. The conversion process works as follows. Blue eggs are converted to green eggs. Green eggs are then converted to red eggs. And red eggs are converted backwards to green eggs. So, only one conversion is needed to turn green eggs into red eggs, but it will take 2 conversions to turn blue eggs into red eggs. So this part might seem a little complicated at first, but really it's quite easy. If you stayed during the second call to collect a second type of eggs, this is something you will have to do correctly. You'll need to arrange your eggs in your collection bag and your inventory according to what kinds of eggs you picked up during that wave. So let's say the first call is blue eggs. You pick those up and it goes into your collection bag. Then the second call is green eggs. So you'll need to empty those blue eggs into your inventory before you begin picking up those green eggs. This will allow all the green eggs to stay in your collection bag while the blues remain in your inventory. And once you're ready to convert, you'll first convert all the blue eggs that are in your inventory into greens. Then you can empty your collector's bag into your inventory, which will give you a full inventory of green eggs. Finally, convert your inventory of green eggs into red eggs. Another important thing to note about converting is that not all the eggs will survive the conversion process. So just be mindful of this when you're collecting your eggs and knowing that not all of them are guaranteed to become the eggs that you want them to be. Nowadays, a blue to green call is pretty much the only scenario where you're going to have to really worry about where your eggs are going. So really, if there's a red call in the first or second call, you should be just fine. Okay, so moving on. After you've got your red eggs, run to the east cannon and load the hopper. At this point, you're waiting for your scroller to come east and start duplicating the eggs. If you have plenty of eggs, like say 5 or more, then you can just begin shooting as soon as you get there, but do not fire all the eggs before the scroller gets there and begins duping. You can tell the scroller is duping when they start performing one of the animations shown. When you see this, wait a couple seconds and then start firing the cannon. The hopper does not need to be reloaded until the dupe ends, meaning you can continuously fire the cannon with your team. If your main attacker does not dupe, simply keep reloading the cannon until you are out of eggs. Try not to reload the cannon if the wave will end in the next few seconds, or else it could ruin the main attacker's wave end force. Section 3. Dealing with healers. Sometimes a healer can be lured onto you even if you stay west. If you already have enough eggs, you should run west around the cannon and then run to convert or load so that you don't lose that lured healer. You should try to lure the healer to the east cannon so that your healer doesn't have to chase it west. If you don't have enough eggs yet, or the healer will die soon anyway, then just let the healer poison you and continue collecting your eggs as normal. If a healer lures onto you while you're at the east cannon, the first thing you should do is recognize its HP. A healer that is taking damage already should be put on the side of the cannon by stepping off into the side of the cannon for a moment. Then you can return to the cannon and resume firing. Siding damaged healers allows for the cannon to prioritize shooting the freshly spawned healers that have full health and are supposed to be placed at the northern spot above the cannon. You can purposely lure healers by standing east of the cannon and waiting for one to target you as it spawns or after it heals a nearby runner. This should only be done while waiting for the scroller to start duping. Healers should also not be lured on wave 6 or if your healer calls for a double overstock on wave 7 and 10. Section 4. Collecting on wave 10. Wave 10 is almost the exact same as the previous waves before the queen spawns. Only on this wave you need to stay even further west because of the healer spawn being also further west. Once all of the pennants are dead, you should make sure that the cannon is loaded with at least one egg. This is called the preload. The preload allows your team to spam click the omega egg more quickly once it's loaded. Before the queen spawns, you want to be standing on the trap in order to grab one yellow egg as soon as it spawns. Once it does, quickly pass it to the healer and head to the spot 2 tiles south of the hopper. Once you're here, you'll wait for your team to finish preparing the sacrificial egg and handing it back to you. As soon as you see the egg appear in your inventory, click the hopper to insta-load. Some players like to click off of the hopper and to the cannon and try to also shoot. You don't actually have to do this, but if the queen doesn't die, then you'll need to repeat this process again. So with that, guys, that does conclude our guide to the collector role for Barbarian Assault. We highly recommend that you watch this video over again, or maybe just revisit certain parts that can be a bit confusing when you're first starting off with the collector role. But with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it helps. So best of luck to all you egg boys, and thanks you for watching.